What's going on, guys? It's Nick, and we're doing another tobacco review today. We're doing a Codger blend review, and the tobacco we're reviewing today um, is from a line of pipe tobacco that is likely the most successful selling line of pipe tobaccos ever, likely, right? Um, from what I could tell, the company was started around in the 1930s by Lane. It was like part of Lane, is what I believe, and is now being produced by Scandinavian Tobacco Group, which bought Lane. So, I think it's still being technically produced by Lane here in the States, but Lane is owned by STG. And that pipe tobacco is Captain Black Original. I kind of wrapped this up a little tight because I've been smoking it, and when I smoke it, I kind of wrap it up a little bit tighter, and a little bit more comes out. But anyway, there you go. That's what it looks like. I have to say that was not I was not expecting what I got with Captain Black Original. And this is the original. I know they do a cherry one, they do this and that. I don't think I'm going to go with, a cherry or this or that. I may do like a royal, like a Captain Black Royal at some point, but I don't want to do like every single. I know I've said this before. I don't want to do like every single blend of Captain Black. I don't think that will maintain, being interesting for people. So we're starting with original, right? Because I feel like that's the most obvious place to start. Now, I was not expecting, when I opened the pouch, I was not expecting what I got or what I saw. And that was some light colored tobacco. Let's see if I can see. I don't know if you guys can see it or not, but there is some quite, light colored tobacco in there. I was expecting like pretty much all very dark, Cavendishy type looking stuff. So what I could find is that there's some burleys, some Cavendish, and then depending on where you look, maybe even some Virginias. So I don't know, and you got to be careful with that, right? Because a dark Cavendish like that is either a burley or a Virginia leaf that has been through the Cavendishing process. So I don't know if they're saying that there's some straight Virginia leaf in here with some, burley and Cavendish burley or Virginia, or if there's two different types of Cavendish tobacco, one's burley, one's Virginia. I don't really know. But like I said, I was not expecting that. I was expecting to really, I was thinking this is going to be the first blend that I probably really didn't like during the Codger blend. And half I was kind of like meh on. But I have to say, I have been pleasantly surprised. And I think doing this process with these Codger blends, it's not a competition or anything like that, but it has, it's definitely realigned some of my perspectives on pipe tobacco and what's good pipe tobacco and what's bad pipe tobacco. I'm not gonna say that Captain Black or Velvet or 1Q or anything like that is superior to any other type of tobacco. But I don't know if they deserve. If I don't know if they all deserve the sort of redheaded stepchild treatment that they largely get. Not always get, but largely get. Um, I don't generally smoke aromatics. It's a change of pace thing for me. It's a mix things up thing for me. So in general, Captain Black wouldn't really be in my favorites list, right? However, I'm trying to do these reviews, understanding that a lot of these tobaccos aren't going to be in my general wheelhouse, and look at them objectively. And my first impression objectively when I opened the pouch of Captain Black was this looks very similar to a lot of the Boswell aromatics that I've seen. It looks very similar to a lot of the Cornell and Deal aromatics I've seen. Autumn Evening came to mind from Cornell and Deal. It looks similar to that in terms of, I don't notice just from looking at it, I don't know, it's like maybe a small drop off, but like I know very little difference in quality of components. It appears that they're using fairly good quality components. I was expecting extremely goopy, extremely wet, extremely sticky, you know, near what you would think of when you like look at hookah pipe tobacco or hookah tobacco. And it was not, this is not that. Captain Black Original is for me is not that. I may make a lot of enemies here, but I think it's not that different from an Autumn Evening. It's not that different from 1Q in terms of its smokability. I think it's extremely smokable, and in fact, I would rather smoke Captain Black over Autumn Evening. I think that the flavoring is, it's just sort of adds a sweet flavoring. It doesn't, it doesn't add like a overly mapley or vanilla flavoring. It's got a little vanilla smell, a little chocolate smell, a little nutty sweetness. Sorry about that. It's just good for what it is. I'm not probably not gonna go buy pounds of it and stock it away, but you got like a little chocolate, like a chocolatey, caramely, mapley kind of flavor. Just like that general sweetness. Um, it's nutty, and I would say it's not nearly as off-putting as a lot of like the cherry flavored aromatics, the overly maple flavored aromatics, those kinds of things. I think it's just like a decent, sweet, you know, um, easy to smoke blend, and I'm frankly shocked at how much I actually have enjoyed it that I've smoked it. Um, I think so far probably this and 1Q I've enjoyed the most, and I would say that arguably I don't know. The velvet and the half and half were decent, but I wasn't the biggest fan of the anise or anise or the Tonkin flavor, whatever kind of flavoring, that licoricey kind of flavoring. I think they're perfectly smokable, but for me, if someone said, "Hey, I got a packet, velvet or half and half, or I got a packet of Captain Black," I'd be taking the Captain Black. Um, it's kind of funny because for a long time, I thought, well, that's just a garbage tobacco. You get at a drugstore, it's not worth anything, it's not any good. And like I said, it's doing these reviews of these Codger blends. is really forcing me to think good and hard about my pipe tobacco decisions. I think it's very similar to 1Q. You know, I haven't smoked 1Q in a couple weeks, at least not since I smoked Captain Black. Um, but I think it's very similar. I'm sure that if I smoked them back to back, there'd be those differences I can pick out. But it's not like it's not like I'm saying, oh, Captain Black and half, or those are completely different. But the idea is the same. Decent components or good fair quality components with just a general sweet topping. Um, like I said, not for me, not in my wheelhouse, not what I like to smoke. Not what I enjoy. But I mean, definitely not bad. This is not bad at all. I've had bad tobaccos, and this is not one of them. Um, I think I probably would place it in this category of between not for me and I like it. And the reason why I do that is because it isn't for me. It's not what I generally enjoy. However, I objectively, when I look at it objectively, when I smoke it, um, you know, I like it as a pipe tobacco, and I think it does what it wants to do very well. Um, it wants, Captain Black's, these Codger blends. They're supposed to be approachable. They're supposed to be easy to smoke. They're supposed to be easy to enjoy, and I think it does that. I think it does that really well. Even for me, it's easy to enjoy. Half and half at times was kind of difficult to enjoy. Um, for the most part, it was fairly easy to enjoy, but I haven't had any difficulty enjoying Captain Black. Um, like I said, from that objective standpoint, that's probably been the toughest part about this whole deal is smoking something that I know I generally am not, I'm not generally a fan of that style of tobacco, and smoking it with an open mind and trying to be objective and, do this for you guys. So, um, yeah, I think that, I think, a lot of new pipe smokers, a lot of them are going to get Captain Black or something like that. Whether that's the right thing to do or the wrong thing to do, I don't know. I guess I have my opinion on that maybe I'll share at some point in the future. But I think that if you're like me and you haven't messed around with Codger blends at all in the past, and you're not a big fan of the anise or the Tonkin flavor, you maybe want a little change of pace. Who knows? Maybe try Captain Black. So try that original Captain Black original. Um, it's it does what it wants to do quite well. That's what I think. That's probably a good thing to end on is it does what it wants to do quite well. Um, Aside from that, some of you guys have reached out and provided me with samples of Carter Hall, and I really appreciate that. Parsimonious Piper actually reached out and said he was going to send me a little sample of Carter Hall and Prince Albert. So thank you, Ethan. Appreciate that. That's huge. Saves me from having to buy a 14-ounce jug of stuff, which I think I said 7 ounce, and it's actually 14 ounce for both of those. So really, really grateful for you guys for that, and I hope you get some enjoyment out of these videos. Um, I don't know if I'm gonna smoke this whole pouch. I got tons of tobaccos I gotta open and try and do for these Codger blends and stuff like that. So what I may do is I might just start sending some of these out. Right, if I smoke, a third of pouch or a half a pouch or whatever, I might send it out to someone who hasn't tried it or wants to try it or whatever the case is. I don't know. We'll figure that out. I'll mention something in a video at some point if that's what I want to do. And yeah, we'll go from there. So Captain Black, it doesn't, to me, it doesn't lie about what it wants to do. It does what it wants to do extremely well, and it's just a good, honest, aromatic. To me, not overly goopy, not overly sticky, not overly really anything. Just, I think it's just a good, honest aromatic tobacco. If you like aromatic tobaccos, give it a shot. If you are like me and have never smoked Codger blends before, you may want to give it a shot. I mean, it's not going to hurt anything. And maybe you'll be pleasantly surprised like I was. Adios.